I've got some big news. You might want to stick around for this one. Here's why. This is going. So now come to questions. Why? Well, this M42 engine, it's a great engine. I love the M42 four-cylinder supremacy always. Absolutely, I'm a huge fan of four cylinders, but doesn't have big power, and if you want big power you're going to have to turbo it or supercharge it or something, and well, I don't have the money for that. Neither do I have the time, neither do I have the experience. And to repair it, to keep it at its stock form, it was going to cost me, well, a lot of money, and it just wasn't going to have power. To repair an engine that isn't going to have power to do what you want to do, what you intend to do. I mean, yes, it was cheap to run, yes, it was fun to drive, and it could drift, but if I go to a track, I'd just be underpowered, I'd be clutch kicking it all the time. And even then, well, you can't really do much. So, yeah, I just opted for going the easy route and getting a better engine. So I've already sold this M42, I've sold it to a guy in Lisbon. He does some pretty cool stuff with E30s, in which he adapts E36 center consoles and I think some other parts, and adapts them for E30, which I thought was really cool. And yeah, I'll leave his Instagram somewhere around here. 89 Retros. I'd suggest you go give him a follow, he does some pretty cool stuff. And this project, E30 with an M42, sounds pretty cool to me. So, a really quick disclaimer on the next clips. I had a client directly behind me and I didn't want to be calling a lot of attention to myself by filming and speaking loudly, so I kept my tone down a bit. It was also really cold that day, so if you notice the camera shaking more than it usually does, that's probably why. So this is what I bought. An M52 B25. It has quite a few things that need doing. Start off, no alternator, no starter motor, all of that stuff. Then piston rings, head gasket, whatever else needs doing, clutch, etc. What I'm just going to do now, pull off the fuel rail and the intake manifold, just so I can lift it without damaging anything, because it kind of pulls on the intake manifold here, and I don't want that, or it will pull on the fuel rail. So, just going to take that off really quickly. put this flywheel on. This is the flywheel from the 318. I'm going to be running a 318 clutch on it. It should be good for about 300 newtons, and this here it does what, 245 or something? With some minor mods maybe 260, but this should deal with it absolutely fine, so sticking a 318 clutch on just because it's cheaper and I can get it. Otherwise I'd have to order a 325 flywheel, and that would be way too expensive. And I'm building this on kind of a low budget. So I'm just pulling the remainder of the wiring harness off so that we can start rebuilding it once we have everything. But I should be marking all of these as like, this is yellow, this goes to that, or like this is coolant, this, like colours for each system. But all of it is already, like most of it is already off with no marking, so I'd be marking it, and then there'd be some which I had no idea where they went to, so just gonna have to freeball it and figure out which goes where. Right, so as you can see, wiring's all off, intake manifold off, head gasket, piston rings here, fuel rail, the plate for the gearbox, 318 flywheel, and here she is. The engine still has a few things to pull off. I'm going to pull this pipe off and paint it because it looks really old and tacky. Not going to paint the whole engine because that takes ages, but I'll paint a few of the old parts and get this all nice and tidy. And yeah, we'll rebuild this at some point. We have I'm doing this at my at the garage I work at, and so, well, we have clients' cars and stuff, and there's currently a client's engine on the stand, but once that's off, we'll be rebuilding this. I'll take you along on the trip. Right, so I've just set up the engine here in the corner somewhere, just keeping it here until we have a client's car off the stand, then we're going to start working on it. And once we do, I'll show you a full video of the whole teardown, all the rebuild, all that stuff. I'll be making videos all about it, and then sticking it in the car, doing some other stuff to the car, getting everything sorted out, and yeah, getting that car running and getting everything done. So yeah, everyone, this was a shorter video than most, but I don't really have much to show. I just wanted to show me picking up the engine. I didn't actually show me picking up the engine. I completely forgot about that part. I filmed like some stuff on the return trip. I didn't film myself picking it up. So yeah, it was just a really short video of me showing it here at the garage. Got manifold off, a few things sorted out. Once I'm rebuilding it, I'll film another video, get some content out on that for you. And yeah, make sure to stay tuned for the next videos, and see you next time.